Okay, so now members, I have this picture that you see right now. What we are going to do with it is just we are doing a recap of last week's work. So once you have got this picture, we want to try and use different features. Among the features that I'm going to be using are here. Among the tools here, we have these tools here. There are many. You have even customized tools. If you click on them, you can get more tools. Okay, you can have a tool like that sort, and then you can have many of them. The tools are here. Okay, you can add them in your work depending on what you want to come up with. Okay, and then you can also be prompted to change the color. You just click here and then manipulate it with a different color. Okay, so or then you can go back. The tools are very many. You can just come design your thing completely until you come up with an output at the end, depending on what you are designing. Okay, so you come up with a complete output that you see right now. We are just using shapes, and then you are ready to do what. So whatever shape that you click on, you can come this side and then see the shape that you have just selected. So these are the shapes that we have this side. Okay, so you can manipulate them, you can do anything. So I want to delete them. I'm just using delete, and then I have all the shapes. I think I'm clear about that. Those ones, to get them, you click under tools here, and the tools, there are many inside. So we have rectangle tool, rounded rectangle tool, ellipse lines, and then we have even custom tools. Okay, so you have the custom shape tool. So this custom shape tool, this one you have, I've just shown you, they have different features. You just click on them and then manipulate. A good manipulator, within a clip, you have something wonderful at the end. You just need to be creative, and then you have your output. Okay, and then you can bother yourself by changing the colors if you want, but at least we have got the point. I think we're clear about that. Okay, you just go back, click on it, come up with the shape that you want, and then you have created your artifact, or you have created something that you are planning to come up with. So all these are segments that you can get from here quickly, and then you have it done. That one, I think we are done with it. We have understood. Now let us try to go a little bit organized. So what I'm going to do this time around, I'm going to duplicate this image by using Control plus J. That is duplication. That is the shortcut of duplication. And with the analog way, you just right click on it, and then you click duplicate layer. You click duplicate layer, but in the simplest way, you just click on the layer, and then you click Control J. Click on the layer, Control plus J. Control plus J. You can have as many as you like. So now I have these two images, and then I want to come up with something at the end. So I hope that you guys, you are following, and if you are not following, please, you can put it in the chat so that you'll be in position to know how we are moving on. So after that, this time around, I just want to quickly count. Let me try to do a simple one before I go to that complicated one. We just come, click on our shapes here. I just want to manipulate the shapes to come up with something. Okay, I'm just designing the shapes. Okay, I'll just leave them like that. Okay, then I'm going to design another one. This is just art. Okay, whatever you design becomes a shape. It's upon you what you want to come up with. I'm planning to come up with this. Okay, those one may be enough for me. Now I have just designed these shapes of mine. Just want to create some space in between them. Okay, so members, when you see these shapes, it is very easy for us to come up with something nice. So I'm going to merge these shapes together, combine them together. If you find that what you have come up with, it is okay. I'm just extending them a little bit. Then after that, I'm going to combine them. I will click on the first one, select the second layer and another layer, then right click, and then merge shapes. So I have merged the shape. That means the shape, I can move it around. You can even use Ctrl T to rotate it. Ctrl T to rotate it a little bit. Okay, and even resizing it if you want. I'm resizing it so that I come up with something. So I've just used Ctrl T. Now what we want to come up with a see-through image. So what we are going to do, I put this layer, the image on top. So once the image it is on top, I'll first ignore the bottom layer. Then I right click on that image and then I click on clipping mask. So now we can have our image inside, and what I will do simply, it is to come up with a background, or you can maintain the other one. But if you maintain that one, it becomes a problem because it is matching with the top layer. So that's why I'm avoiding it. And then you can easily come up with another layer here. You can click down here and then you look for any solid layer. I'll just click using any color to bring my output a little bit interesting. And then you come up with that. You can go back to our shapes here. You click on bending option. Whatever we are doing, we did it last week, but only we are trying to come up with a better thing. Now you can click on stock here, and then it looks a little bit nice, more than what we had previously. If you want, you can do a lot of them. You can even change the color. Okay, don't be so rigid. You can change the color, then come up with something different. So just duplicate and then look for a better color if you find that it is not matching with your desires. Okay, and then you press OK. You can have even the dropping shadow. If you click on dropping shadow, you can just come and then manipulate it completely to any color that you find that will work for you. Okay. So there are many, at least putting a dropping shadow, and they click OK. So this is what we have just developed using that technique. I'm going to try and repeat it using a different mechanism, but we have managed that, and then I can click on that shape, click Ctrl T, and then move it if you want to come up with something better, or rotate it a little bit if you want, and then you have something of that sort. Okay, so you are just trying to come up with any design of the shape that you want. The eyes shouldn't be distracted, and then you have that sort of image completely. Okay, and then somebody will wonder, how did you come up with that? So I'm going to try it out using another component. No, let me use the same image, and then we see. Now I'm going to ignore the down this layer, and then I bring back this layer. But once I have brought back this layer, this time around, this bottom layer, I'm going to select it, go to filter, go to blur, go to filter, go to blur. These are all different emotion components that you can add onto your image. So whatever I click on, you'll find that if I click preview, my image will have something different, and then to look so nice, okay, from the previous one. So if I click OK, automatically when you look at it, it will a little bit how compose that kind of bra, and then the real image. You only do it on the down shape. Let me try it again using another component. If I click on it, click blur, then this time around I will click on motion, and then it's as if the image it is on motion. You can increase, you can reduce, whatever you want, and then you press OK. It will look a little bit more interesting. Let me do it with another image, and then we wind up with that. Okay, there's a question here. So, okay, somebody is just saying us salam. Okay, wa alaikum salam. So let us try it using another image. I'm trying to look for a quick image here, which may bring the same component that we are talking about. Let me use this vehicle, and then we see how we can create a quick TV advert using this image. Okay. I want it to be full to the screen. Now, members, you have this image, and what you are going to do, the first thing to do, it is to duplicate. Now, after duplicating, now it is becoming a little bit simple. What we are going to do, the downwards, we go to the downwards, go to filter, go to bra, go to the end. Now you can have it like that, not too much. Then you press OK. Then you go to the second one. For the second one, I will click on it, and then I create my shapes. Whatever shapes that you may prefer, you can prefer to use, let me this time around use oval ones. It is about your art in mind. It is about the art that you can use. Just using different art design. Okay, so let me try to use these ones. In case like a hand, so I'll just try to bring them closer so that I come up with something interesting at the end. So I bring it closer. Okay, now after that, I said select all the layers and then right click, then click merge shapes, merge shapes. So they are now, it is one shape. Okay, even if I use Ctrl T, I can move it. Okay, and then I come up with something else. Now, once you are done, make sure that the layer it is in between. Then go to the upper layer, right click on it, then you choose create clipping mask. And now the kite is inside, but this looks ugly. Then you go to that shape, then right click on it, click on bedding option. So after that, these are all options that we can use, but let us use stock. And then you have something of that sort, a nice TV advert, okay? So you just need to select that. You can be very quick to select different options that you see, which will make your work more interesting. It's about your art in mind. And if you are done with that, okay, these are all options you can dissolve. Members, don't fear to try different options here. Nothing will happen to your machine, okay? And then you can have a different, I've added, I want to add some few light on it so that it looks more organized. These are all options that you can try on, then it looks okay. So if you have confirmed that it is okay with you, then you just click OK. So you can just come and then move the shape. I will move it around. It is upon you whether it works for you in that direction. Okay, showing the car a little bit. And then you can, a quick one, you can just go and then click, then add something. Just typing. So I've just typed a certain text here, which was a white in color. That's why you couldn't be in position to see it. Okay. I'll try to take it on top. That's why you can't see it. And I don't want it to be entering. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, let me first delete it and then we add a text. Okay, right soon. Okay. So it is about your art in mind. Then if you see that that color won't work for you, you can look for a suitable color. Depends on what you prefer. Pretty white. Okay. Then you can also come back to that text and then make it bigger. So it is the same concept that members we are using here that you can use even to design your simple output for your magazine cover. I've seen Muhammad, you tried something, but it was lacking. It was lacking. You need to try and improve a little bit. Members, it is about your art in mind, and then you can come back here, beautify your work a little bit so that the viewers can appreciate. So let us try to do that work with the zeal of loving what we are doing. Some of us, we are doing things that for sure it is still wanting. So once you're done, you have it, you can just come back to the shapes. We saw under shapes, there is a line. That shape for line, I just need to come here, make sure that it is straight. Okay, so you have your line, you can even give it a certain color, give it, let me leave it with white. Okay, then here, if you go to the stock, you find that it is small, but you can make it bigger. Okay, and make it bigger. So it is upon your art that you want to put. And then once you are done, you have a line already onto your work. So that is the work that we have done. How to do it? The process is very simple. You can follow it up and then you get it done very easily. I hope that we have got that. And then let us try and then see something here. I brought so that you can some few samples here that I wanted you to look at. Members, can we see that one? So, can somebody type? Kato, can you see that image that I have just put on the screen? Yes? Okay, Uzaifa is saying yes. Okay, members, now this picture that I wanted to show you. Okay, that's great. Okay, we can now unmute. Now, members, that picture that I've just brought here, I'm showing you how it came to this line. Try to see this image. This type of image which are called illusion. Okay, so you see it at the end and you wonder how somebody came up with that. So that image, the process of designing it, you design it like this. Okay, they take first image like that. They take another image like that. That means she sits onto these two, or the bucket, and then you take a picture. Then there are two ways. You can take a picture without that object. Then you take another one with the object. That means you first take a picture with the background alone, and then you take another one with the picture. And then at the end, we are going to see how to come up with what we are planning to see. Okay, let me try and show you another one, a quick one, trying to imagine. Now, members, look at this image, how somebody developed it. The process is very simple. What you do, you take a background alone, and then you take the scene with the object. Then at the end, we are going to see how do you achieve it. How do you remove all this? But the technique is very simple. Take the background alone and then take, without changing the position of the camera. If you are taking using your smartphone, make sure that you don't have your judges with you, because you may end up, shaking, and then it changes the direction. You just need to have a tripod, and then you position it very well. Take the second one with the scene. Don't shake when you are taking it, because at the end you are going to end up having different stuff. So I'm showing you different products which are developed using that same work. Okay, we want to see them here. They are not opening. Okay, they're already here. So members, you can see how they took the picture. Okay, you can see all these ones. How are they done? Okay, so from what we have seen, like that guy with the books, somebody will hold the book, you take, then you compose that output. Okay, now look at this nice couple. Okay, where we have different people. You can do your nice couple if you have one, a fake one at home. Okay, so now you see this. Okay, this is the scene, and at the end we have that. Okay, the pictures, how it is developed, like this scene, it is what we are going to try and then see right now. So how is it done? It is now the work that you want to see in this class as of now. Okay, so if you have got something, then the output will be very easy. Now let me try and get some few samples here that I will use for my work. I have these two. I will go to open them. Now I click on both of them. I'll start with this, open that. Then I will also come up with another one quickly without wasting time. Okay, I have these two. So members, let us get the concept using these two. So what I'm going to do, I go and then I pick my picture, Control A, and then I bring this picture, Control V. Now there are two pictures. So the technique is very simple. What we are going to do, we are going to add a layer mask on the first image. Add a layer mask. Once you add a layer mask, switch this one to black, and then click on your brush tool. Once you click on your brush tool, make sure that you change the brush tool to what is going to help you compose that. I'll try to increase the size. Okay. So members, now what we are going to do, let me bring it a little bit closer. So what we are going to do, it is now starting removing what we don't want out of this image, because there are some threads which this guy was using to lift the shoes. So what we are going to do, we are going to ignore that part. I'm removing him, because now the bottom image has our background. That's why it has become very easy to just add with the other one. So I remove the image. Okay. So I remove the image, and then we come back here. Automatically, if you try to observe right now, take it back, and that's zoom in, then you can see that for sure the shoe was floating out together from the previous one. If you try to mark, if I try to remove the different output. Previous one we had. It is very easy once you use your let me now go back to white. White, you bring back the L hand. Okay, so now if you just switch this and then you remove that, and then you are ready to go. Yes, a simple technique. Okay, let me do it this one. Okay, and then we see this image. Okay, we can see it here. So I'll bring the image with this guy, Control A, then take it here. So after that, the image, I'll bring it closer. Now we have the bottom image. So what I'm going to do, I'll add a layer mask and then click on our brush tool. The brush tool is so big. Try to reduce on the size so that we start removing. Because it is white and here it is black, it is very easy for you to start removing. You can take it closer so that you don't distort of your work. Bring it closer so that your work is not totally distorted. Okay, you can even keep on reducing the brush tool. You go on removing. You come back to this side. You start removing. Because you took the background first, and then you took the image with the background, then it becomes very easy for you to come up. There are many tools that you can use, but I'm using the brush tool to achieve that. So I'll try to bring it back. So you rub here, you rub this gentleman. Okay. You rub him completely. And then once you are done, this is the cycle that you have that shows for sure you are a magician reading anything. So even if you want to hold an apple, somebody will hold it. And then you take a nice picture, the cup, somebody holds the cup, and then you come closer like you want to hold it. And then you take a nice picture, then you remove that. You have seen the trick, members. That is how simple it is when you want to come up with that. So we have seen two things today, how to use our layer mask, remove that. I told you in my class, I don't want to go very fast because depending on the work that you guys are submitting, I haven't seen few guys who are challenging me apart from the few that I will start appreciating in the coming classes, okay, to award you for the work that you have done as long as it is you doing it, okay. So let us try to do our work very well. Any question depending on what I've just taught today, so that